So, once again, very good afternoon to all of you. And as we all know, we are in the third module, that is investment process. Right. Now, before going ahead and explaining today's content to you, all of you, uh, tell me till what step we have discussed the portfolio process. Tell me which are the steps and which are the steps we discussed. What was the first step? You may write down in the chat or you can speak up. What was the first step of the investment process? See, whenever I explain you, you just listen to me and you do not make notes. That will not work. Chandni, good, you have answered. But I always insist you, whenever you are attending online classes, please make notes. It's not a movie where you can just log in, you are just getting into the class and just listening, right? If you will not have a notes, date wise notes, it will not help you to refer it. सुना अब कब तक सुन पाओगे? You will forget the things. If unless and until you will not make notes, you cannot remember. Okay, so please remember that you will always make notes. The first thing is investment objective, right? Where you decide the objective, that for what period of time you wanted to do an investment and all the other objectives. What is the second step in the process? What is the second step in the process? The first is investment objective, second step. Can anybody recall? What is the second step? No, not goals. No. What was the exact name? Sneha, Chandni, both of you have not given the right answer. Tell me the second step. Investment objective. Then no. What exactly the alternatives were called? What was the exact word we had used for it? Selection of asset mix. The first step was the investment objective. The second one is the asset mix. What was the third thing? What was the third thing? Third step. Chitra, portfolio is still away from this. What was the third step? The first was determining objective. Second was identifying the asset mix. That is various options available to you. What was the third? What was the third step in the investment process? No, not risk and return. What was the third step? Remember, we discussed yesterday only. The third step. Asset allocation, no. Portfolio performance strategy, right? Whether you will go for active portfolio management, passive, discretionary, non-discretionary, though that was the third step, right? And now today we are going to discuss the fourth step, that is selection of the security. Now I have decided my objectives. I have also identified all the assets available into the market, which are the different asset mix available into the market. I have decided my portfolio strategy as well, that I wanted to go for active, discretionary, non-discretionary, or passive portfolio, right? I know which are the asset mix available to me, what is my objective, what is my goal, how much is my risk appetite, what is my investment period, right? Which strategies I'm going to apply, right? What is my age? According to that, I will have now decided my portfolio, that looking at all the factor, I may invest, say for example, 60 40% into equity, 30% into debt, 20% into money market instrument, and 10% into the deposits, right? Now I have made my portfolio clear that I wanted to invest 40% here, 30 here, 20 here, and 10 here. Now, if I have decided that 40% I will invest into the security, equity market, then in equity market, which stock I will invest in? Here also you will keep into mind all the things, your objective, your age, your risk taking capabilities, your investment period, whether you are going to be invest active portfolio manager, whether you are going to invest into blue chip companies, how much risk appetite do you have, you will invest in growth company where, right? So this is, now you will selecting exactly which security you wanted to invest in. So our next step is selection of security, right? Okay, now when you wanted to invest or select the security, as I told you, right, what we will do next is selection of security. Okay, now I had my objective clear in my mind, right? All the objectives are clear, whether I want growth, whether I want income, whether I want safety. These are the primary objective. There can be two objective together. I might have a growth and income objective together. I can have income and safety objective together. So these are my primary objective, and the secondary objectives are tax exemptions and other thing, right? So I have decided my objective. I know various asset mix available to me, like real asset, real assets है, फिर we have discussed this thing, right? What will be the appropriate asset mix? How much into equity? How much into the debt? Whether you are conservative investor, whether you are moderate investor, whether you are aggressive investor, right? And these are the option you can invest in: cash, bonds, stocks, real estate, precious metal, other like deposits, post office deposits, and other stocks. Right now you have decided this, that you will be investing in the stock, bonds, and cash. Right now you have decided that you will invest 50% into stocks, 40% into bonds, and 10% into cash. Now if you wanted to invest 50% into stock, you have decided that you do not want, yes, your risk appetite is very less and you are very conservative investor, you will invest 25% into small cap growth company, 15 into large cap, and 10% in international stock. Now this is happened till the time of asset allocation. Now if you wanted to invest 25% small cap growth company, then which is this company, which are these companies? See, BSE Stock Exchange of India have 6,500 plus company registered with them. NSE has more than 4,000 companies registered with them. Total 11,000 companies you have. Which company you will choose into this category, small cap growth stock? suppose out of 10,000 there is 2,000 company which is in the category of small cap growth stock. Out of this 2,000, which company you will invest in? So this is what the question of security analysis, right? If you have decided to invest in large cap value stock jiska capitalization is very large, then which large company you will invest into, right? International stock, so which international stock you will pick to invest in? Bonds, then government bonds, then what government bonds, which government bonds, because government is issuing so many bonds like zero coupon rate, right? So you should know all these things in asset allocation, and you are now selecting the particular bonds. Then high yield bonds, right? So you will have to decide that which security you wanted to invest in, and for that you will have to do a security analysis. Now what is security analysis, right? That you have studied in your fourth semester. Security analysis is comprised of two types of analysis. One is fundamental analysis and another is technical analysis. You may choose a company and you may study the fundamental and technical of that company, and then you take the decision. What you will study in fundamental analysis? Fundamental analysis is comprised of EIC analysis, economy, industry, and company analysis. You will go to search the economy, you will study the economy. Into that, you will study the industry, and then you will decide that which company you wanted to invest in. So the company analysis will consider, like you will have to study the companies, you will have to study companies financial statements, past financial statement, what is the profit, what is the growth, what is the asset, what are the debtors, how much is the creditor, what is the goodwill of a company, right? What profit after tax company has earned, what is net operating profit after tax, before tax, right? What is the distributable profit, how much tax company is paying, how much dividend has been distributed by the company, right? All this data you will receive. Right now you will have financial statement of the company, and you can analyze this company by various way. You may go for comparative analysis, you may go for the common size statement analysis, you do ratio analysis, right? Or you find the trend analysis, right? Through various analysis you will see that whether the company's fundamentals are strong or not. Fundamental analysis, other than that, there is a technical analysis where you study only price and volume of the company, and you are not supposed to do anything with the fundamentals, right? So you will see ups and downs, trends, trends and reaction of this company's prices to different situations in the market. So that is a technical analysis, right? So the next is security analysis and security selection stage, right? So let us understand this stage in detail, right? Now what is, how you can go for security selection process, right? We manage both a large cap and mid cap individual stock portfolio. Each of this strategy has a history of above market return with below market risk, right? You can go for large cap or you can go mid cap, just we decided, right? The portfolios are well diversified across all industry sector. See, this is, I have taken from this content is from one company, right, who offers you security analysis, right? So you can understand that how security analysis will be done, right? So you should make a portfolio. Now, professional helper will help you to make a portfolio diversified across all industry sector, right? The analysis of the current economic cycle. So he is talking about economic analysis now, right? And where we think the economy is trending will cause us to overweight certain market sector. Abhi kya aaya hai? After economy, you are at the industry, right? I told you कि everybody will do EIC analysis. तो ये जो company है वो भी ऐसा कर रही है. पहले economy का trend देख रही है, then which sector and which sector is overweighted and which sectors are underweighted. Then select those stocks that we feel will offer the best change of future growth within each market sector. So after deciding, after studying the economy's trend, you had decided that which sector will smartly work, which sector will be underweight during this period. After that, this company has selected the best company which can give you future return in better in each market sector, right? Our portfolio typically have between 25 and 30 stock with a turnover ratio of around 30%, right? So turnover ratio yani ki the rebalancing of the portfolio in future, right? How you do company analysis? We screen database of stocks based on variety of fundamental ratio, I told you, right? So that the company analysis will be done on the based of variety of fundamental ratios such as debt to equity ratio, price to earning, PE ratio, right? Forward earning per share, growth rate per share, right? So this kind of a ratio analysis will be done by you. We are looking for companies that we believe will experience above average earning growth that can be purchased at or below average PE ratio, right? So everybody is looking, see, this company is saying what, that we are focusing on the PE ratio. So we are finding such a stock whose price is quite lesser compared to its earning capacity in the future, right? What this company is doing after that, we then assess the management of those companies and how they are compensated to make sure their interests are aligned with those of the shareholder. Now studying the management is one of the part of the fundamental analysis. Then we will typically sell those positions if the earning growth rate significantly decline, the PE gets ahead of itself, or there is a significant change in management for no apparent good reasons. So they are talking about now rebalancing as well, right? So how you should select the security? If we are talking about the stock, then you should go for EIC analysis. EIC analysis is identifying the economy, studying the trends in economy, after that identifying the sector which will do good in the particular economy, and then identifying the right stock from that economy. All of you are with me, I suppose. Are you getting me? Please write me in the chat box. All of you. આપણને સમજાય છે? Sneha, good. I'm happy that you are very active. Chitra, Dhananjay, very good. Yash, good. You will be finding કે madam asset mix માં બી સેમ છે, portfolio performance strategy માં બી સેમ છે, અને સિક્યુર મેં તમને કાલે બી કીધું હતું કે એ બધાનો યુઝ અલગ અલગ છે, સમજાય છે? તો ચાલો હવે આપણે જોઈએ કે સ્ટોક તો કેવી રીતે સિક્યોરિટી સિલેક્શન થઈ જોઈ લીધું. નાવ વી વિલ સી કે બોન્ડ્સ એટલે કે ફિક્સ્ડ ઇન્કમ જે સિક્યોરિટી છે એને કેવી રીતે તમે એનાલાઇઝ કરશો અને સિલેક્શન કરશો, રાઈટ? આઈ એમ ગિવિંગ યુ 2 minutes to read this paragraph. Please go through this paragraph. Then I'll explain you. આપણે નક્કી કર્યું ને હમણાં કે ભાઈ મારે જે 100% નો પોર્ટફોલિયો છે એમાંથી 50% હું ઇક્વિટીમાં ઇન્વેસ્ટ કરીશ, 40 ફિક્સ્ડમાં અને 10% હું ગ્લોબલ ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ ઇન્સ્યોરન્સ ઇન્ટરનેશનલ સ્ટોકમાં કરીશ. તો ફિક્સ્ડ ઇન્કમ કેવી રીતે કરશું આપણે? પ્લીઝ રીડ. I hope. Can anybody tell me what does it says? What this paragraph is saying? Can anybody tell me? I'm waiting for your answer, guys. I am waiting for your answer. Principal is also protected interest. They invest in fixed income for a long term, not to just get profit from change in interest rate. Good. Investment is done in fixed income bonds to earn regular income with less risk. Very good. Principal is also protected. Yes, this is what you should do while you are selecting your fixed income. As said here that when you are making a portfolio, they add some investment grade bonds only. Grade yani ki the rating given by the credit rating agency. They are investing in good grade bonds only. Right? Who have investment grade like that they are good to invest in. Right? Then they do not actively trade. Now, this fixed income also can have a secondary market where you can trade this fixed income security bonds, or we can say the government securities, right? But they are saying that we are not actively trading into the fixed income security, and it should not be traded as well, because you want a stable portfolio. So to take an advantage of few interest rate hike, you shouldn't go for a change into the this fixed income positions. So when you invest into it, your overall portfolio will balanced with the risk and some fixed income, right? So this is how the fixed income investment to be done. Now next is global investment. Anybody want to know anything? Say anything? Now the next is the global investment. Now, let us understand over the last several decades, entire industry have left the United States. Many of the products we are consuming here at home are manufactured and assembled outside of our borders. We believe that it is both necessary and prudent to invest a portion of our clients' portfolios outside the United States in order to take advantage of the ever growing and interconnected global economy. Are you understanding why global investment is important now? Right. See, entire industry, they are talking about an entire investment industry has left the United States. Many of the product which we are using in our home today, it's produced outside the India and the international, right? So it is always prudent to invest into global market to get the benefit of interconnected economy. We utilize outside portfolio manager to invest our clients' asset in the form of mutual funds or a global investment manager. These institutions possess the research capabilities to assess the many global opportunities we are seeking. We continually monitor their performance against their peers and benchmarks to assure our clients are achieving above average return with equal or lower risk. Now, what you should do for a global investment? If you wanted to invest into the global, right, this particular company is taking help of the international portfolio managers who are professional portfolio manager, and they have quite good research capabilities and capacity. So they do research overseas companies, right, and then they provide you the right decision. So this company is looking into this, right? One more thing you should take care of while you are investing globally, that is the exchange rate, right? So what is the exchange rate prevailing? Because exchange rate is the biggest risk in the global investment. Next is real estate investment trust. Our strategy for participating in real estate is to invest in either exchange traded real estate investment or on occasion private placement. Real estate has proven to be a good hedge in those times the equity market have declined. See, the real investment is used for hedging, right? So you must have know you must be knowing this thing. Whenever real estate have a boom or going up, when the security is going down, real estate is always in the booming, and whenever the security market is booming, real estate is very kind of thanda market at that time, right? Why it happens? Because જો તમારી પાસે બે સારા ઓપ્શન છે, રિયલ એસ્ટેટ અને સિક્યોરિટી માર્કેટ, રાઈટ? સો સિક્યોરિટી માર્કેટ જ્યારે સારું પરફોર્મ નથી કરતી ત્યારે લોકો ક્યાં ઇન્વેસ્ટ કરે છે? They are investing in real estate market. And when real estate market is not performing good or not giving good return, people invest into equity market. So you can include real estate investment trust. Now here we are not talking about taking whole fleet, right? What you can do is you can invest into real investment trust, right? So this kind of company gives you units, so you can buy those units and can indirectly invest into real estate sector, right? So when you invest into this, you can actually get hedging of the real investment, because these two sector, real estate and security market, is नेगेटिवली कॉरिलेटेड, मतलब एक ऊपर जाएगा तो दूसरा नीचे आएगा, दूसरा ऊपर जाएगा तो एक नीचे आएगा, तो ये कॉरिलेशन कैसा है? नेगेटिव है। तो इसको आप अगर आपके पोर्टफोलियो में रखते हो तो आपका रिस्क बहुत अच्छी तरह से बैलेंस हो जाएगा। म्यूचुअल फंड, all of us know, right? So you may invest into mutual fund as well. You can buy few units of the mutual fund as well into your portfolio, right? So here we now decide that how to select particular security in case of equity, global investment, fixed income, real estate, and mutual fund. If anybody of you have any question, you let me know. Otherwise, we will moving to the next topic, that is portfolio execution, and that is our fifth step. Sorry. So we first decided objectives. Then second, we decided asset mix. I hope you are taking notes. Third, we decided portfolio management strategy. Fourth, we decided selection of security. Now, fifth, we are going to talk about is what? It is about portfolio execution. Actually, buying and selling of the security into the market. अभी तक हम क्या कर रहे थे? अभी तक we were just making plans. Now, as we have our plan ready, our next thing is what? Our next thing is portfolio execution. I'm giving you 2 minutes. If you have any doubt, please let me know. No doubt, should I go ahead? Okay. So let us start with the next topic, or the next step, which is known as portfolio execution. Anybody having any idea what is portfolio execution is? What will be the thing coming into portfolio execution? What is the portfolio execution? Which thing? Basically, we know by the name itself that what is portfolio execution. Portfolio execution is the, by the time you had did the management thing, now you are actually investing into it. Which thing you will take care of while you will be investing or finally executing the portfolio? Which things you will take care of? So that is decided risk, तो हमने advance में decide कर लिया है. Here in the portfolio execution is not only just execution, right? Portfolio execution and rebalancing is two things together. Once you execute the portfolio, that has to be the right time to enter into that particular sector. So buying and selling at right time, right cost, through right market is the important thing now, right? So let us discuss portfolio execution. By the time this phase of portfolio management is reached, several key issues have been sorted out. Right now, we are pretty much sorted about which security we wanted to invest in. Investment objectives are decided, constraints have been specified, asset mix have been selected, portfolio strategy has been developed, and specific security to be included in the portfolio have been identified. 4 step हो गए. हमने ऑब्जेक्टिव एंड कंस्ट्रेंट डिसाइड कर लिया है, असेट मिक्स को भी चूज कर लिया है, पोर्टफोलियो स्ट्रेटेजी भी डिसाइड हो गई है, डेवलप हो गई है, और अभी स्पेसिफिक सिक्योरिटी को भी हमने इंक्लूड कर लिया है इन आवर पोर्टफोलियो, नहीं आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया है कि कौन सी सिक्योरिटी को इंक्लूड करना है. The next step is to implement the portfolio plan by buying or selling specific securities in given amounts. Now this is important. आपने जितना जितना वेटेज जिस सिक्योरिटी को दिया है उतने अमाउंट में उतना वेटेज का सिक्योरिटी बाय करना. This is the phase of portfolio execution which is often glossed over in portfolio management literature. However, it is an important practical step that has a significant bearing on investment result. Further, it is neither simple nor costless as is sometimes naively felt. For effectively handling the portfolio execution phase, you should understand what the trading game is like. What is the nature of key players, that is known as transactors in this game? Who are the likely winners and losers in this game? And what guidelines should be borne in mind while trading? So in this particular stage of portfolio execution, we will understand what is trading game. Trading game is very important to understand. See, the security transactions are different from normal transaction in two ways. A businessman, yani ki other transactions, enter into the transaction does so with a reasonable understanding of the motive of the party on the other side of the transaction. For example, when you buy a piece of used machinery, you are well aware of the motive of the seller. In contrast, in a typical security transaction, the motive and even the identity of the other party is not known. See, when you are doing simple other kind of transaction other than securities buying and selling, you know who is the seller and what is the selling purpose. Now, in case of security market, you doesn't know who is selling it and with which purpose that person is selling it, right? In the simple transaction, both the party gains something. So it is win-win situation. Now, a security transaction is a zero-sum game, right? It offers the same future cash flow stream to the buyer and seller. So apart from consideration of taxes and different risk-bearing abilities, security does not have the any different benefit, and hence if one wins the other loses, right? So here it is not win-win situation, one always will win and another will always lose. So here why we are differentiating simple transaction and security transaction, because we are getting into trading game. Which are the two rules of the simple transaction which is different from security transaction? जो आपका सिंपल ट्रांजेक्शन होता है उसमें आपको ये पता है कि सेलर कौन है, सेलर का मोटिव क्या है, राइट? हियर यू डू नॉट नो हु इज सेलर, व्हाट इज इट्स मोटिव, हिज मोटिव. Second difference is that in the fundamental simple business transactions, everybody wins something. It is win-win situation always, right? Whereas in security transaction, it is zero-sum game and one wins and other loses, right? There cannot be any other this thing. So now you have to understand motive for trade. Why do people trade? One motivation is cognitive. That is, people trade because they think they have superior information or better method of analyzing information. There are always some noise and randomness to confuse the information. Traders see pattern in stock prices that are random, and they rely on intuitive judgment even when systematic analysis would have demonstrated that their judgment is incorrect. Right. What is the motive of trade in case of transaction? एक ऐसे मोटिव एक मोटिव होता है कॉग्निटिव. कॉग्निटिव मोटिव होना यानी कि one person who is selling things, no selling or buying, he thinks that this person have superior information and better method to analyze the information, but they are not always right. there are chances that their judgment will be wrong because they are predicting future. Another motive is emotional, right? Trading can be a source of pride. Specifically, people trade because trading bring with it the joy of pride. When some decides to buy, when someone decides to buy a stock, he assumes responsibility for the decision. A stock that goes up brings not only profit but also a pride that, see, I have told you that this stock will go up. So it is kind of pride as well, right? Of course, if the trading decision turns out to be wrong, it can inflict losses and cause embarrassment. So there is two motive for transaction. एक है cognitive, that you think that you have a better knowledge and better method to analyze the information than other, and then the second is emotional, when you take trading as a source of pride. So if you invest into some security and you earn profit, it is a matter of pride for the person. Who is the, देखिए हम बात कर रहे हैं ट्रेडिंग गेम की, right? Now, key players. Who are the key players? Security market appears to be thrown by four types of players in the market, or they are called the transactors. Value-based transactor, which they are known VBT, and they just check the valuation of the company. Another is liquidity-based transaction, and they do trading based on the liquidity they require, right? कोई जो डेली जो इंट्राडे करते हैं तो वो चाहते हैं कि वो शाम तक अपने शेयर बेच ही डालेंगे क्योंकि they do not want delivery of it. तो वो liquidity के बेस पे they transact, they want their money to be liquidated by the end of the day. LBT, that is known as LBT. Next is pseudo information based transaction. जैसे इंफॉर्मेशन आएगी उस पर रिएक्ट करेंगे, ऐसे ट्रांजेक्टर है. Generally, the dealer or the market maker intermediates between these transactors, right? So there are three types of transactions: value-based transactor, liquidity-based transactors, and PIBT. VBT जो है वो long term के लिए they invest. Liquidity-based transactor है वो थोड़े से अच्छे हैं PIBT से क्योंकि वो थोड़ा सा value-based भी देखते हैं, थोड़ा सा secure भी play करते हैं, और they are called LBT. Whereas PIBT is pseudo information based transactor. They are very quick, they are very impulsive to getting any information, and then they transact. Who wins, who lose. This is the fourth step in the trading game. See, this is essentially a zero sum game where somebody will win and somebody will surely lose. It generally appears that information-based transactors' odds of winning are the highest. Those who are transacting based on information, their chances of winning are the highest. They are basically speculators. Assuming that his information is substantiated by the market, he is followed by information-based transaction will be followed by VBT, LBT, and BIBT in that order. Right? Or you can answer this question below that IBT seems to have a distinct edge over others, always wins. IBT information based transactor. उससे थोड़ा कम अर्न करेंगे वो होंगे VBT, उससे कम करेंगे वो होंगे LBT, और PIBT जो स्यूडो इंफॉर्मेशन बेस्ड ट्रांजैक्टर है वो सबसे कम करते हैं प्रॉफिट. हमने क्या सीखा? We discussed about portfolio execution. Portfolio execution is a stage where you actually buying the security. When you are entering into the stock market or into the bond market, when you actually buying the stocks, you have to be very careful. Why? Because these transactions are not as simple as the other transactions, right? Other transactions and security transaction have two basic difference. Then we discussed two basic motives behind trade, and then we discussed who are the key players, who wins, who lose. So if you will follow this execution or trading game, you will always have something to earn from this security market. So today we discussed two things. One is security selection, another is portfolio execution and trading game, right? So if you have any question, you may raise it right now. Otherwise, I'll end.